I looked at a number of colleges. Looked at BPP, looked at College of Law, went down to London, Birmingham and Manchester because I wanted to find the right course. And I attended all of their open days. And I found when I came here it was very friendly and felt comfortable, and also it was local. But there was also there was a bit where the department talked about their local relationship with solicitors and barristers. And I was particularly impressed with there were a number of barristers at the open day and solicitors talking about the department. So I thought, this is where I want to be. I knew I wanted to come into law, and I've approached it on the basis that with all the experience that I've gained, that would be an asset. And one of the reasons why I decided to come into law was that ABS was being introduced, alternative business structures. And from my own experience, I found lawyers are very good at law, but they're not necessarily very good at business. And I come from a business background and hope to be a good lawyer. And I think I'm pleased that that approach has been recognised not only by the department, but also by other lawyers who have invited me to join their firms. I've been provisionally offered 3 training contracts and provisionally offered a pupillage. So I think I'm glad that I've come into law from perhaps a slightly different approach than straight out of university. I chose to do the GDL here because of the relationships the department had with local law firms. And combining work experience, pro bono placements and doing voluntary work, just simply ringing up law firms and saying, look, I'm at Manchester Metropolitan University doing my GDL, have you got anything for me? And it's been very positively received. So I was able to combine the academic study and also gain experience. Because I always knew that I didn't, although I had a lot of commercial experience of working in the city, working with blue chip organisations, I didn't have specific legal experience. And through the department I was able to build up applications for mini pupillages because I want to train as a barrister. And through the relationships within the department, I was able to get a mini pupillage with not a colleague but a friend of a colleague. And that turned out to be, I've now done 10 mini pupillages. And really enjoyed being at court and supporting the barrister. So the academic side and the work experience side that the department's been able to give to me has been invaluable in helping me choose the next step, which hopefully will be to do the bar finals and then qualify as a barrister. I wanted to study law for many years. In fact, I'd say for more than a few decades. And originally when I went to university, I just simply didn't apply to the law school because I didn't think I was good enough to get in. And then when I saw the other law students and thought, I should have got in. And I then went off on a tangent, worked in the City of London as a management accountant for International Bank and a merchant bank. And I came across a lot of law. And so it's always been fascinating and interesting for me. And about 8 years ago, I decided I wanted to get into law and just simply working out how to manage both financial, family commitments and also commercial commitments and fitting in a law degree. I found the course here, particularly because it's evenings, it was 2 evenings a week, 6 till 9 p.m, and then studying over the weekend in your own time. I could juggle all those different commitments, and I really enjoyed it. Juggling the different balls of commitments, different plates, was hard, particularly in the first term. But I guess, again, the maturity and the experience that I have of being able to discipline yourself and being able to stick to deadlines and setting yourself targets, to use all the horrible commercial speak with KPIs and so forth, that all came together when I was doing the degree. So I was able to set aside time and be able to make sure that I achieved what I wanted to within that timescale, because I knew if I didn't, it would have a knock-on effect on children, on family, and friendships. So I was able to juggle those. It was hard, but I've really enjoyed it. I think my maturity has been a bonus, a real advantage. I was elected student representative for all the students, so I hope I've done a good job for them. And liaising with with the lecturers and the tutors, and also the course management committee, it just seemed a natural progression from having been running my own company. So I think the maturity and the experience has been very valuable. I was introduced through the university, through the careers department. There was an email that went out saying there's a 1 week placement with a local law firm specialising in personal injury. And I rang them. The deadline was midday. I rang them about 5 to midday. And they wanted to see my CV. They wanted to kind of call me in for an interview. And I said, look, I'm not your typical student. I'm local. I'm available right now. If you want to speak to me, give me a call back. He rang me back within a couple of minutes and said, can you get here within the next half hour? Turned up, and they gave me the placement for a 1 week placement, which ended up being 4 months long. So it was very lovely, and it all came through the university. And I gained a lot of experience of working in a busy practice, particularly in an area in the practice of personal injury, which has stood me in very good stead. The experience of the lecturers and the tutors was important because they were able to relate the teaching, particularly in areas such as, I remember for land law, understanding mortgages, and being able to relate that to your own personal experience and the experience of the tutors was very important in linking the academic side to real-world application. So I found that very useful. Also, as a mature student, I found the lecturers were keen to hear of their students' experiences, as opposed to when I was an undergrad, everything was all new and very green. So I think there was a real interaction between the lecturers, the tutors, particularly the tutorials, and bringing your own experience to bear. My experience of law was very much at the receiving end of law, not necessarily that I'd committed any misdemeanors, but just simply dealing with commercial contracts, dealing with conveyancing and so forth. And now my understanding of law is particularly the way of looking at a problem, which the department's been very keen to get us to learn, has been invaluable in terms of dealing with the experience that I'm now gaining from working in a law practice. So my approach has changed. My understanding of how to deal with the questions has changed. And I think that's part of the benefit of doing law. I found was very flexible. The evenings were tiring. It was hard work, working full-time and doing the course. But there was a real buzz and camaraderie between fellow students, and I gained a great deal from that. And I like to think I've made some friends, not only with students, fellow students, but also with lecturers and tutors. And the course itself has been fairly clearly laid out, so you can pick and choose the bits that you like, and perhaps not get the most out of them. So I have recommended the course. I will continue to recommend the course. I think the part-time course is very valuable for those that want to work and get the qualifications. The local relationship with law firms and chambers is very important, and the location is very important. It's very easy to get in and out. So yes, I would.